Hey, how are you doing? I cannot hear you. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, now it works. Hey man,
Hello.
you're really quiet. Anyway, you can boost mic maybe?
Is that alright?
Okay, yeah, now it's better.
Okay, cool.
Alright man, hey, how are you doing? Doing
Yeah,
okay?
good man yourself? Yeah.
Yep. Um, just out of curiosity, how did you find me?
Um,
Yeah, you said the coaching videos or?
yeah, I think, yeah, coaching videos and, yeah, your coaching videos.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Yeah, I'll watch your Twitch here and there as well.
Okay, cool. Alright man. Okay, so you said you had a Invoker replay in mind, right? Could you link me your Steam so I can add you?
Where do I go to find that?
Sorry?
Steam. Well, you have the friend ID?
Yeah, friend ID, that works.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you said you mentioned you want to look at an Invoker replay. Um,
Yeah.
and in general, just yeah, tell me a bit about yourself. How long have you been playing Dota? What are you?
I've been playing Dota for about 4 years. And,
4 years? Okay.
no, just a bit of 4 years. Uh, yeah, yeah, just 4 years, 4.5 years, yeah.
Right, added you. Yeah, like what are you hoping to like get out of Dota? I mean, what are you hoping to get out of the coaching? What are your goals, kind of?
Um, the thing is, I only play a few heroes like Invoker, Temple Assassin. Pretty much
Mm-hmm.
that's it, kind of thing. And I have no interest in learning other heroes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a chore than it is fun for me. You know what I mean? So I just like playing Invoker,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to be the best I can
Mm-hmm.
be with Invoker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if I'm picking Invoker in a lineup which isn't good for Invoker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Interesting. All right. Um, did you get my friend invite?
did I get you what?
Friend invite. I added you
Oh yeah.
on Steam.
Yeah, sweet.
All right. So, just a sec. All right. So, did you have in mind which Invoker replay?
I have one, but like I've done pretty good in that. Like, do you want that or do you want something else, kind of thing? Like,
Well, the best is if it's a even game. You know, like a game where you're not really sure who's gonna win till the end. Uh,
okay, yeah, okay, I guess so.
So, do you have one? I mean, I can also just look.
Oh no,
This
no,
is just...
I gave you one on Discord.
Ah, you wrote it down. Okay, okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Let's see. It's loading. Okay.
Can you share screen?
Yep.
Yeah, sweet.
Of course. I'm just closing some stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. So, let's see, this was a 50-minute game. Looks like the Chaos Knight was pretty fat. That Chaos Knight Shadow Demon. Also very farmed Bangalore. You had last pick. I mean, this is a pretty great Invoker game, to be honest. Like, obviously nice against Ember. Tornado removes Flame Guard. Pretty good against CK, because, you know, even if he buys BKB, you still control all his illusions and stuff with your spells. Doom, not that big of an issue, because you can easily buy Lincolns and like keep your distance, kite him and stuff. Maybe only Pangolier is kind of annoying to deal with. Can be tough to play against. But he's annoying for every hero. As for your team, you have only really one, like Lion is nice, disable, good setup, but that's like the only setup you have. Not really the greatest skill potential with the other heroes. Spectre, also not an amazing alacrity carry. Like, she's decent with alacrity, but not the best. You know, it's not like a Sven or a Gyro or something. Really good alacrity heroes. Looks like a Queen of Pain offlane. So you all know, like, your lineup doesn't have much disable. It's really just a Lion, that's it. And when you have a lineup with Bounty in general, especially Bounty Spectre, like, you have the vision advantage, so you wanna play around that. You only died twice in the game. Let's see which minutes that was. So, okay, both the deaths were pretty late. I mean, this one maybe didn't matter. It might have been foul farming this late, I don't know. So basically one death here at 20 minutes. The reason the minute matters so much is that obviously any death is a pretty big mistake as a core, except if it's during the laning stage. Like, if you get ganked or dived under the tower or whatever, that's really not too much you can do about that. So that's not really that much of a mistake. But after the lane stage, like after 10-15 minutes, if you die then, that's definitely a mistake. So I can take a look at this one. And yeah, you played Exort. Do you always play Exort, or do you switch it up?
Yeah, always.
Always Exort, okay. Yeah, so I mean, one of the big strengths of Invoker is the fact that you can like have, you know, these two different builds and playstyles. And the Wex one is, the thing is, the Exort is like the greedier version, right? It's good for late game and stuff. You know, obviously worked out this game, you won, but this game would actually be a pretty good example of a good game to go Quas Wex, because you have a Spectre already. You don't really need like heavy late game. Also, there's not that many setup for SlashStrikes. Like, if you have a offlane, because you have offlane Queen of Pain, like if your offlaner was something else, like a Centaur or a Beastmaster or something, then the Exort makes more sense because you have a hero to play with the SlashStrikes. But since the Queen of Pain, you know, not that much synergy there. Those are the kind of things you want to look at when you decide Exort or Quas Wex. And yeah, since you said you want to play only Invoker, it's very important to, you know, get used to this, because like if your Exort Invoker gets counter or whatever, or it's not a good game for it, then usually it will be a good game for the Quas Invoker, and vice versa. So that's why it's quite nice to be able to play both. But we can talk more about it later. For now, let's just see this game. I'm just gonna take a look at the items real quick. So yeah, you mentioned you wanna, like, you don't wanna look too much at lane stage and basically focus on like how you can have the biggest impact mid game, split pushing, right? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Positioning, yeah. So I'm gonna fast forward a bit.
Your turn to ban. Prepare for battle.
I have the feeling this one.
Just to see like how the lane goes, so if there's anything unusual.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Worthy treat.
Dire's middle structures are fortified.
No, that was a decent event from him to survive. Yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
So yeah, nothing super unusual going on yet.
Worthy treat.
Again, no, not that many like allies to combo with for SlashStrike. Here I feel like, yeah, if you SlashStrike instead of Meteor, that should be a kill. Maybe it was some miscommunication with Lion, but you know, it's a 2.2 second stun, so plenty of time for the SlashStrike to hit. It's maybe a bit awkward because he was on top of the catapult, but yeah, basically you just gotta react a little bit faster here. Because when the stun comes out, you, let's see, like the stun is almost over and that's when you start attacking him. I think if you actually just attack him from the start without even using any other spells with Alacrity, he might die.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Comforting rune of regeneration.
That was nice. Queen of Pain rotation. Just a small tip. This is not really like super important or anything, but just to mention, when you move items to backpack for shrine, what you can do is you can do like a bit fewer clicks, because what you do is like you move this one, then you move this one, right?
Yeah.
So instead, what you can do is you move this one, and then immediately you move it back, replace it with the other one. So it's like you're saving like a few clicks. You just replace the other
That's
one,
sweet.
and then yeah, it automatically starts the cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So anyway, doing pretty well on the lane. Amber 0-3. That's the part where you wanna think about finishing the tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Top is missing.
I guess you're macroing the career here, but like this is just an example where you kind of playing way too defensive for like, I'm not sure why. Ember like can't threaten you, right? You have tornado and stuff. He's far behind. You see the Doom, you see the Shadow Demon. Especially now, you see 3 heroes.
Top
Like
is missing.
no reason to be that far back behind your tower and stuff. Like now you go for the push. Ember comes. Basically, when like the other guy is 0-3 and you're ahead, it's already like you're already winning the lane. There's no need to think about killing him more. Killing him like if he's 0-3 or 0-4, it doesn't matter that much. Like this move already is kind of. I mean, we saw from the deaths that you don't get punished here. It's okay to zone him, but like stepping into the tower, it's already kind of dangerous, right? Like, for example, you know, Shadow Demon disrupts you, CK TPs in, you could die, or if Ember had some regen, he could turn or something. And it's like a pretty big risk because you're already ahead, like you're already 2-0. You have very good timings and stuff, so you want to play a bit safer and just focus on pressuring the tower safely. Because again, like it doesn't matter if the Ember dies 2, 3, or 6 more times. It doesn't really change anything in the game. So just focus on killing the creeps. You know, you can occasionally use a meteor to push the wave. Yeah, here you do it. And yeah, just keep pressuring the tower.
Precious bounty. Amazing what you find.
Should I have stayed in lane and hit the tower?
So in this
Yeah.
case, it was kind of okay to back off because if you look at the map, let's see, when did you do it? So if you look at the map here, all right, Doom is used and Time is bottom. Now they go missing. Shadow Demon missing. Ember went to regen. CK is missing. Yeah, maybe you had an opening, yeah, because Shadow Demon also just uses spells, but it's still a bit risky. Like I said, you know, the disruption into someone else TPing, like you can easily die from that. And
Yeah, true.
you're very low mana, so yeah. Plus so this is something that is actually a very important mechanic, but I'm kind of surprised. Like the majority of people I tell, like they don't know, or they're very surprised. So I'm gonna mention it to you. The way tower armor works, it got changed. It's quite a while ago now. But basically, what they did was they really reduced the base armor of the tower, and instead the tower gains 3 armor for every enemy hero that's nearby. So the Dire Tower gets armor for radiant heroes that are nearby, and the radius is really big. It's like 1.6k. It's like halfway through the river. So what that means is, like now it has 17 armor. If you 5-man push, it has plus 15, 32, like almost twice the armor. And if you, the main like implication of this, why I'm saying it, is that if you kill the creep wave, and then you go back, like you did here in the jungle, and you let the creeps attack the tower, they're actually dealing extra damage essentially, because there's no hero nearby, so the tower is at its lowest in armor. That's why, you know, this move is quite okay. Like it's a very safe way to deal damage. And again, like yeah, maybe you could have forced it, maybe you could have gotten the last hit there, but it's not really a mistake to play it safe, because like I said, you're quite far ahead. You definitely don't want to die. Here, I mean, just kind of walked into that. Clarity cancelled. So Like at this moment, it's a pretty good moment to pause. Like you see there's a bunch of heroes, you have very low mana, not even full HP. Like there's no reason for you to be really standing here. Like I mean Doom is cooldown, sure, and there's line behind you, but there are definitely quite a few ways for you to die here. For example, Ember chains you right now. Oh, sorry about that. Ember chains you right now. You know, Pango jumps forward with the swashbuckle, with javelin. Like that's already, you're gonna be very low from that. And then he gets the rolling thunder going. Yeah, like if you insta tornado, you maybe survive, but you know, it's just very risky. And there's no reason for you to be here. You're definitely not gonna be pressuring the tower when they're all standing here, right? So might as well go for moods and prepare meteor to deep push, yeah, when they reach. Okay, you use it here, but like it's a bit preemptive because they weren't even committed yet. And basically, like the 10 or so, 10-15 seconds you spent like looking at them, killing the wave, you could have, you know, been taking another camp and then just come once they actually start hitting the tower, or as they're about to. So here you see pretty much everyone. You finish the tower, that's good. Let's look at your player perspective. Probably checking for sunstrikes. Now you're close to the Axe, which is a pretty big timing, right? You don't wanna take any big fight. Okay, so this, like the whole move, like the move of going top it's good. You took the tier 1 mid, so you wanna pressure another tier 1, that's fine. However, again, you're far ahead, you're highest net worth hero, you didn't die yet, you're close to Axe. This is like way too aggressive of a position. Cause like again, what if there's a Shadow Demon here, and like he disrupts you, CK comes from here, Doom TP's in or something. Like yeah, maybe it sounds stupid that many things to happen, but like it is worth it for them. They will like do whatever they can to kill you because you're the strongest hero right now, highest net worth. So you gotta play a lot more like careful and defensive. For example, send your Force Spirit to scout and you should be like here so that there's no way for you to get caught. And again, like you didn't have many deaths this game, so that means you generally don't get punished for this. But you know, as you climb and you know you play in the higher brackets, like enemies will be ready, and being this far out, it will get punished. Or like, what if CK is here right now? Like he can just stun you and rift you from the fog. Like it's just a very, very dangerous position. CK shows himself now, but the tower a little bit. And yeah, the other thing is that like right now you're kind of trying to force this tower, trying to maybe do something, but 100 gold away from Axe, like why not just finish the Axe first and then go for all this stuff? You know, it would just be a couple of camps. So here TP mid to death, it's okay. Enemy's kind of running around. So here approaching this fight. I mean, this is good just because they're like all super stacked up. He gets the Doom off. But yeah, I mean, this is a similar scenario. Like they just run at you as 5 heroes, and this is what. Like there were a couple more, like 2-3 more moments where this could have happened and didn't, and now they actually did it, just because you have to Doom off. I would say here already you can like invoke the tornado, because I mean, why would you not open the tornado when they're stacked up? You might not have, yeah, like it's 6 seconds, so maybe from now to use the tornado you're not gonna have like the full tornado meteor blast, because you don't have the axe yet. But again, it's like even if you kill them all here, like what's really does that win you the game? Like yeah, it's gonna feel nice to get a triple kill, but you're not gonna, like there's no tier 1 mid that you can instantly get. By the time you walk top, they all respawn because it's early game. So even the best case scenario where like no one dies and you kill everyone, like what are you really getting out of it? Okay, like some golden experience, but not that much more gold experience than you would get from just you know, killing creeps. Do you see what I mean? And
Yeah.
and because again, like kills themselves, they don't give you anything. It's about being able to get a tower afterwards. So and if you combine all this with the fact that you didn't actually put the items on the courier, so Ag is not even coming. Yeah, that you don't have your Ags yet, then it's not really worth going for. Like it's okay to throw a spell. Like it's okay to, you know, do a tornado meteor, maybe Lion can finger someone afterwards, but you don't want to be in a position where you're like this is able to happen, what actually happened, that he gets the doom off. And actually the only reason he still gets it, like it's really close, it's barely on range, is because you were walking in to right click him after the combo. If you walked away after using blast, like he wouldn't reach you, and Lion could still finish him with finger. Yeah. And yeah, you're probably gonna lose the tower from this. And you know, this is what happens, and like it's normal. If you're alive, they can never ever go for this tower, right? Because you're so farmed. But especially because you're the most farmed hero, after they kill you, they can almost certainly get an objective. So like this one small decision, one death, like has such a big impact, such a big cost. And losing this tier 1 is like, I mean, tier 1 mid is one of the most important towers. Because it's close to Roche, it's in the middle of the map, it opens up jungles, it's easily the most important tower in the game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, here you get a good combo on 3, they're super stacked up. So here you actually have the axe, so you're able to like do it. Unlike in this situation, right? Now for some reason they're fighting 2 versus 5, really not sure why. And now Shadow Demon comes. So it's kind of weird, like, because when in the mid lane where like you're running in alone against 3, sort of, not really alone, but like there were 3 here, 2 arrows here, and you're like going in when there's Doom ready. And now in this case it's 5 versus like 2, okay, 3 just Shadow Demon respawn. The moment he uses this Doom, like, there's not really any threat for you. Pango has no ult, he's low. Doom is used, like, I think it's weird because, like, now in this moment you're being, like, way too defensive. You use Cold Snap, like, you can easily, like, you can put down Ice Wall here on the Disruption, for example. I guess Blast is still cooldown. You cannot check it this way, but yeah, you can just ice on the Disruption to secure a kill, like Alacrity yourself, right click. Like this step where you step back all the way, it really doesn't make sense, because look, this guy used all his spells, this guy is 10 HP. So why are you actually walking back? And something else I want to point out, like, if we scroll back, so you got the really nice combo on 3 heroes, right? I killed everyone. That was like here. So you clean up everyone. Now, when this happens, you're essentially 4 heroes. I guess clean up NTP a bit later. You kill 3 right next to the tower. This is the part where you should be getting that tower, right? Like we talked about, the whole point of kills is so you can get a tower after. So what actually happens that you're not able to do this? Pango comes, kills the creep wave, starts damaging everyone, jumping away. now Doom comes in. So actually they're making kind of a good play, because even though you kill 3, you're not able to get the tower. Like, it's really sucks. But now they commit too much, so you should really be able to punish this. But like the step back basically costs you a Doom kill. Okay, you do end up getting it. They end up getting it. And maybe you end up getting the lion as well. But now CK respawns, so he's in the fight. It's just very kind of random. Here you were dusted, but he disrupts the CK. Also CK, oh my, this is such a... Oof. So, I mean, normally, you always want to max this spell on CK. And if he had it maxed, So this is again the moment where you should die, but you survive because of the enemy's weird choices. So every single CK ever maxes Rarity Rift. It's his best spell, the max. So we see what happens here. Like now you're being aggressive. Now the CK spawn though, and you get dusted. So this guy, if this is a max level Rarity Rift, it's gonna be not -3 but -7 armor. And if this guy uses Soul Catcher, you're 100% dead. Like, no way around it. Even after the blast, like, it's a nice reaction. You blast him away. But even after the blast, like, let's see, 2 seconds passed. Yeah, I mean, they just fuck up. Like, he actually stuns you after you blast as well, which is really weird. Like, if he stuns you before you blast, you would also die. Yeah, because he rifts, hits you twice with Echo Saber, then stuns you. If he just stunned, to start with, you would 100% be dead, especially if this guy also uses a Soul Catcher. So this is a moment where you should die. Like, it's a mistake with positioning. Lion has no mana to stun to save you. Whole team is out of mana. And you survive because they fuck up, but it is a mistake. And to run here, you should Tornado on instead of Invis because you were already dusted. Anyway, it ends up working out. You survive. So they're diving the Spectre bottom. It's fine that you didn't TP because you probably don't save him anyway, and you really want to like finally get this tower now. CK has no ult, so you should not be that strong. So you combo the Shadow Demon, but you use like all your spells for that. I really don't think it was the right choice to like use all this for the Shadow Demon. If you look at... Also your camera work is a little bit weird here. You wanna have... you wanna have like the action obviously. So right here, do you use arrow keys to move the camera? I'm just not noticing.
No, use WSID.
Okay, that is, yeah. That's interesting. Well, anyway, so the problem here is that there's an enemy in your vision and you don't see it because of your camera position, and it's the CK here. So first of all, CK is very tanky, and using your full combo on CK makes more sense. Also because it's a core hero. But the Shadow Demon, like, he has two like really crucial spells, right? The Disruption and the Purge. I mean, the other two also do a lot, but they're not that big of a deal. So he didn't use anything yet, and you Tornado him, that's nice. But like, he's surrounded by your team. Actually, you see the Ember as well, wait. When you use the Tornado. Okay, yeah, so you see the Ember before you use the Tornado. So, like, the best use of Tornado is definitely to remove the Flame Guard. Like, there's no bigger value. Either that, or you're like trying to... The thing is, there's nothing to set up for your team, like Tornadoing. Maybe you can save someone from CK illusions, but definitely the biggest use is to prevent the like remove the flame guard, because you know he even took the talent for it. It's 700 magic absorb, so it's like if you hit this guy with tornado, it's like you're dealing 700 extra damage. And you're preventing his flame guard damage. So like Ember without flame guard doesn't really deal that much damage, right? So you definitely want to save tornado for him. And for the Shadow Demon, like I don't know if your plan was to like prevent him from disrupting the CK, but there's no way you kill the CK anyway in the tornado duration, so it's kind of like not that big of a deal if he disrupts him. So yeah, we'll just like cold snap the Shadow Demon here, or just, you know, use tornado on Ember after he pops Flame Guard, which he does like very early. You know, if Ember was a bit better, he would try to wait for the tornado and then use Flame Guard. But he pops it very early, so like right here you can tornado the Ember, start right clicking him, he has to run away. And yeah, you can still use like an EMP on the CK or something. That's basically you want to think like which spell is like most valuable against which hero. You don't have many points in Wex, but like let's say later on the EMP is super valuable against CK because he doesn't have a good way of dodging it and his mana pool is quite low. So hitting EMP on CK is a very big deal, whereas like hitting EMP on Shadow Demon later on, it's probably not gonna mean that much because he's gonna have a lot of mana. And yeah, all in all, like just using Tornado, EMP, Meteor, Blast, everything on a Shadow Demon, it's like, okay, you kill the Shadow Demon, but those are like your strongest fighting spells, so now you have nothing left really. And Shadow Demon still gets his disruption off, right? So like we said, that's a very big part of what the hero does. So it's not like you stopped him from casting any spells, he still uses disruption. And now you're super low mana with your 4 strongest spells on cooldown, and the only trade-off is that you kill Shadow Demon, who used disruption anyway. So is that really worth it, do you think?
Yeah, I understand.
Sorry?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, because now you can't really fight these two guys because you don't have any spells left. That's kind of the issue.
Yeah, I only want to get rid of him because of the whole purging shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, fucking get rid of this cat first. But,
Yeah,
I
I
understand what you're saying, like, spells, yeah, for better usage. Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I get the idea, but like now you basically have to run away because you cannot do anything to these two guys. Also, I don't think you used any Ice Wall yet, especially when you go like this many early. I think it's a bit unusual. Like usually you see like 3 points in Quas before maxing the Wex. Maybe sometimes 4. I think 5 is a bit much. But if you do that, like if you do take 5 points, like one of the big benefits is the Ice Wall. It becomes very 120% slow with Ags in 5 points. So the Ice Wall becomes really strong, but I don't think he used any Ice Wall yet a single time this game. Don't think I saw it. And it's really, really good against CK. It's also, okay, here you use one, but yeah, it's not really helping much. So like anytime CK gets you can just Ice Wall him. The slow lingers, so even if he like Reality Rifts out of it, he's still gonna be slowed for 2 more seconds. Also, it's super nice on Ember, like if he doesn't have a Remnant out already, like the time it takes for him to like shoot a Remnant, it's gonna move so slowly because he's minimum like slowed by the Ice Wall. So yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So again, you guys don't get this tower, and even though CK had no ult, they defended. They killed a bunch of heroes. You guys were forced back, and yeah, that really shouldn't really happen when you're quite this far ahead.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Here, and you forget to use the Midas. Okay, now waste a little bit of time there. So it looks like they kind of leave this lane. This gives you an opening to try and finally finish this tower. I think you can even send like the 4 spirits with alacrity at this point, and they will be able to clean it up. Yep, looks like that's what you do. Yep. Okay, nice. So finally get the tower. Get your travels. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's see your player perspective a bit. So this is a very interesting moment because you're in this top lane. You have actually 2 wards behind you. You finish the tower. You're a bit low on mana, and you see the CK there, and then you see like some action happening mid. So what we're gonna do here is like a little kind of exercise. You can do this in your when you watch your own replays. Basically, move the camera to the edge of the map, so you see nothing, and this forces you to look at only the minimap. So I'm gonna play it at like half speed, and let's see what happens. What we see on the minimap. 3 of your allies are mid. Only Spectre is bottom. They're trying to kill this Ember. You try to sunstrike him. You see the Doom coming in mid. You see the Shadow Demon coming in mid, and you see the Pangolier. So it was a bait, like it was just Ember, but then suddenly 3 more heroes show up. So what do you know now? Okay, Spectre's low on bottom. Let's see your player perspective. Yeah, it should be on the fight mid. You see them all coming in, and CK is alone top. So what are your options at this point? Like
Another push top or... Oh, are you asking me? Or
yeah,
are you told me?
yeah, I'm asking like yeah, just go ahead. Either you push top or yeah, I am asking you. You can just finish what you were starting to say.
Yeah, I don't know. You told me.
No, and it's. I mean, this is for you. I'm asking on purpose because it like forces you to think more. So yeah, what would you say are the
I don't know.
options?
Wait, I don't have mana, yeah. I don't know. Just keep pushing top, I guess.
No, I'm not.
Fucking
I'm not asking you what is best. Like, don't worry. It's not some kind of trick question. I'm just trying to help you. So
I don't know.
okay, do you remember during the game what was like going through your mind at this moment? Or was it long ago?
Maybe we need to defend.
Okay, so you thought about defending the tower. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you look at this fight, like Queen of Pain is doomed, pretty much dead. Lion, I mean it's just a lion. It's probably also gonna die. Bounty, if they have detection, he's gonna die. So it looks pretty much like a lost fight, right? Because there was a bait from the Ember, didn't kill him, and now team is coming in. Spectre is all the way bottom. He has Haunt, but like saving up for the Radiance, so not really in fighting shape. So yeah, basically of the 2 options you have, like you said, are either to continue pushing top or to TP and try to defend here. Like you're not gonna save any hero, but what you can do is like use the spells to kill the creeps so that they have a harder time pushing. Like try to zone them a little bit, maybe EMP Tornado. And as for the CK, what can you really do to him? Answer is not that much. He's very tanky. You don't have mana for like a full combo to kill him. But the biggest thing here is that, and that's why I was mentioning the skill build, is that like one of the most effective things you can do against CK is to burn his mana. So imagine like instead of 5 Quas 2x, you had 3 Quas 4x. So 4x with an axe, you will be burning 400 mana. He has right now 440. So basically, if you like EMP Tornado him with 4x, he's gonna be out of mana. And now when he's out of mana, suddenly he's not a threat, right? Like you can just cold snap, alacrity, right click him. Maybe you kill him, maybe you don't. Like maybe he's too tanky, but it doesn't really matter. The point is that he can't do anything to you without mana, so you're gonna make him run away, and then you can actually push this lane. But because you don't have that, you cannot really push this lane because he's just gonna make you run away, right? Because even after the mana burn, he's gonna have enough for a stun and a rift. And like it looks like he actually used them on the creeps, which is pretty weird, but yeah, he's gonna have enough mana, so like that's gonna, you know, threaten you and make you get out, force you off the lane. So it looks like you do TP here, go for EMP Tornado, I guess. Hesitating a bit here. As they're hitting the bounty, like that's a pretty good moment to use the combo, because you know they're gonna be staying near him, right? Because they're busy attacking him. They're not gonna dodge anything. So I'll go for it right here, and you can mana burn a lot of heroes. Line actually survives somehow. So I hit the Ember only in the end, but it's okay. You managed to defend the tower. This is the part where I'll run base to regen mana, because you're so close anyway. And you're still quite low mana.
Precious bounty.
You want to defend stop, I guess. Okay. So let's go back. So let's see here. So you're still quite low mana, right? Not really in fighting shape. The reason you walked up is to defend the tower, right? Probably. Or did you have some other idea?
No, yeah.
Okay, so let's defend the tower. Now, what happens next? Let's look at half speed. So, is CK hitting the tower right now?
No.
No, okay, so you're kind of pacing about. Now, what is your plan at this point?
I'm not just defend, I guess.
Sorry?
I don't know.
No, look, man, relax. Don't feel pressured. I'm not saying this to call you out or anything like that. I'm just asking, like, if you remember. So, you did you say you still want to defend, or because I didn't hear exactly what you said?
I think so. Yeah. Just defend. Me to defend.
Okay, but defend what? Because he
Okay, fair enough.
he cannot. Like, he's not hitting the tier 1. He cannot hit the shrine.
Okay.
So, I mean, here the question is, maybe a better question is actually, what is CK doing right now? That's a good question. I don't think he really knows either. Like, he's just running at heroes. But the point is, he's not pushing this tower. So, there's no reason to death. Now, he is running into you. Like, he's running into your whole team. But he has 4.5k HP. Actually, okay, it looks like he was just buying his heart. Yeah, that makes sense. He has a... Oh, no, he doesn't. That was that a visual bug, or... 4.5, now it says 3.7. Huh. Might have been a visual bug or something. Okay, whatever, it's 3.7k HP. So... How, like... With these 4 heroes right now, how do you think is the best way to kill him? What's your highest damage spell?
Yeah, I understand. My damage spells.
Like, your spell with the highest possible damage, potential damage.
Pardon?
Your spell with the highest potential damage right now.
Yeah, SlashStrike, medium definite blast.
So, no, Blast doesn't really... Like, Blast
Okay,
is
fair enough.
320 damage. It's really not that
Yeah.
much. SlashStrike, yeah, it's quite a bit. It's like 550 pure. It's quite a bit, but again, that's like 1/7, not even 1/7 of his HP. So that's really not really cutting it either. Your highest potential damage is the meteor, because you know it's contact damage tick. That's 180, and it ticks every half second, so it's potentially 360 damage per second. But obviously, in order for it to have longer contact, you need to also use the blast. So like you push him along the meteor for it to deal more damage. So basically, you need at least these 2 to have any chance of killing him. That's already 500 mana. You have barely enough for that. And that alone is not really enough, because you're gonna need like a cold snap afterwards. You're gonna need to alacrity someone. Probably gonna need a SlashStrike as well. Anyway, this is like really complicated, but the whole point is he's just insanely tanky, and you guys are in no position to kill him, even 4 versus 1. And that's not like taking into account any of his allies helping. Imagine Shadow Demon is nearby, which he actually is. He's right here. he disrupts him when the meteor comes in, so he dodges the meteor. Suddenly, like, all hope of killing him is completely gone. You committed your spells. He comes out with extra illusions, and you're all dead, or at least some of you are dead, and like they just take the tower afterwards, and you don't have any spells ready to defend because you committed. So the point is, there's no reason to go on him here. Defending the tower is good, but he's not hitting the tower, so you're not actually defending the tower by attempting this. And there's pretty much no way that this goes well. That's why I paused here. Even if you're full mana, it's pretty questionable, but you're not even full mana, and the Queen of Pain is not there. So that's the reason I paused here. Now, of course, like the thing with these games is anything can happen. You know, for all we know, maybe like someone messes up, Shadow Demon disrupts himself or doesn't disrupt him in time. CK somehow, I don't know, walks along the meteor, so he takes way too much damage, or you know, something weird happens. Maybe you still win the fight, but all in all, this is not a great idea to go for this. It's just that he's so far ahead, you know, and this is even with Ember being dead and the Doom not having Doom ready. So yeah, Tornado whiffs, gets disrupted. EMP also doesn't hit, and he just walks away. So actually there's no fight in the end after all, but you wasted a bunch of time, and now you're even lower mana, and again you're like, the longer you stay with low mana, the like you're not really a hero, right? Because all your net worth and stuff, it's not really relevant if you have no mana, because it's all about your spells. So right now I would buy yeah, pop the Clary is a bit late, but okay, now you pop it. I would go here and just buy a Voidstone. Personally, I really like doing that on Invoker, because no matter what you're gonna build, it's gonna involve a Voidstone at some point, right? So it's never bad to have it. You know, it can be you're either gonna go for a Hex or a Yule's or a Linken's or a Refresher. Like one of these 4 items you will have pretty much every Invoker game, right? So buying the Voidstone is never a waste, and it's gonna help your mana a lot. It's only 1 mana region, but you know, it's amplified, so it ends up being 2.3, or sorry, that's actually bonus, so yeah, 3.3. Yeah, I'm not sure what items you end up going for in the end, but I'll do this. So yeah, all in all, there's like a lot of, basically you're having a lot of downtime, making, or like trying moves and then like not really going for them, that don't really make that much sense, and like this move that would not have worked out anyway. Then you went here to push. So let's see, actually let's go from after the move didn't work out. Okay, so you guys try to initiate on CK, he gets saved, didn't work out. Okay, too bad. So this is 25 37, right? Let's say 25-40, let's say, let's be generous. 25-40. So now let's see what happens afterwards. You kill 1 creep wave. Okay, that's good. You did something. So then 25-50. And now from this moment, you're not really doing anything. 50. Walk here. Decide to walk back. 6. So this is basically 20 seconds from 25-50 to now, 20 seconds where you actually didn't do anything. And that's like not good. You want to eliminate any kind of downtime like this, especially because you're not, like, this can be okay if you're waiting for something, if you're a hero that doesn't need that much farm, or if you're ready for a fight, but A, you do need a lot of more farm, like your Invoker with Midas, and B, you don't actually have mana to, you're not ready for a fight, so that is something you could be fixing by, you know, getting mana, walking to base, you have travels. Which, like, now it feels kind of bad to walk all the way from here to base, wasting a lot of time as well, but that's why I said it, when you were at the tier 3, that was a good moment to do it. So now you're thinking about this kill, again, like, you gotta realize that it's just not happening, man. Like, it's just way too much HP, and like, it's not really happening even if he's alone. even if you have the bounty with you. But it's especially not happening if he has any kind of allies nearby, which he will, because there's a, even if they weren't standing next to him already, like there's a shrine, there's a tower they can TP. Absolutely no way that anything good happens here. So what the best thing you could do is like just throw a tornado to kill the creeps maybe, although it's not quite enough damage. This is another reason to go for the more points than Wex, because as you're actually maxing the Quas completely, that's definitely not good. If you have like more Wex, tornado, at least it kills the range creep. That's a pretty big difference, like one guaranteed creep killed, and the rest of the creeps are kind of low. Your 4 spirits might finish them, it's whatever. But yeah, just do that and then like TP to a different lane, or you know, TP to regen mana, or yeah, you can TP bottom and like bring more clarities. That also works. But yeah, like being here right now, like, you're not gonna get anything done, and it's just risking you dying. So you back off from this camp. From some more camps. Yeah, every time you're like farming camps though, especially on your side of the map, you're not applying pressure. Like when you pressure a lane, like you push the creeps, then you're applying pressure and you're forcing enemies to react. If you're just farming the woods, like no one has to react to that because you're on your half. So farming that camp is a bit better, right? Because on the enemy side, but it's still okay. Now you TP bottom. All right, this is a good move. So yeah, you show top. They think like, oh, Invoker's top, maybe we should defend. You push the wave a little bit, and now you TP for this tower. So this is a really good move. It's just this could have happened like 2 minutes earlier, I think. Like without wasting that much time. But these are basically the kind of moves you want. And this is also why Boots of Travel is a good item. It allows you to do this. So here, you force the TPs. So here camera control is like really, like the moment you see these TPs, you should already be running. You wait really long before running. This is like a moment where you wanna have better reaction time, and you can even like run back between every hit a little bit. Be ready for it, because let's see how long which TP actually happens first. I think they happen at the same time. So. Okay, yeah, so here CK TPs 2. It takes like 2.5 seconds after the TP starts. That's when you start running. Like that's really late. You want to start running right away. And the only reason like you don't die from this is because they don't have detection. But again, like this guy, like yeah, he has stealth and quelling. That's why he doesn't have. But you know, if it's a better player, he's gonna have dust on the CK, right? And he's gonna dust you and kill you right here, because you were so close. You even use tornado. Like at the very least, you should tornado the guys that are, you know, TPing. Also, this Ember, like this Ember could easily catch you. I don't know what the fuck Ember is actually doing. He chained the 4 spirits. No, he didn't chain anything. He just wasted chains on the ground. But like Ember could easily remnant forward, Yules you. You get chained after, CK stunned, Doom stunned, Doomed, whatever. Like a million ways for him to kill you and catch you right here. So this is, again, if you're playing in a slightly higher bracket, you 100% be dead in this situation. So yeah, don't rely this much on the invis, and you know, when TP start, you just run away right away. Anyway, the move itself was good, like we said, pressuring the tower. Just this small detail where you know, not dying or not risking your life in the process. So it could have been a bit more crisp, like I said, a bit faster, because it wasn't. By the time you reach, like, start hitting the tower, they're able to TP. But because you have Boots of Travel, that's fine. And why is that? Like, why is the Boots of Travel so important? They actually don't have the backup TPs, but the point is, like, TP scroll has 80-second cooldown, travels is 45. So even though you just TP'd and like a little bit later they TP'd, like now your travel is gonna be ready in 15, and their TP scrolls are not gonna be ready for, you know, another full minute actually, because yeah, they just TP'd 80 seconds, 15, yeah. So when your travels are ready and you TP top, for example, or mid, you're gonna have a full minute where they cannot TP to defend. They're gonna have to run, and even if they run, it still takes like 20 seconds, right, to mid, to top even more. So these are the kind of moves that you want to be making, like TPing around the map. Again, that's the main benefit of getting these early travels. TPing around the map, pushing creep waves, forcing them to TP, then you TP to the other side, etc. And that's how you apply pressure. That's how you can actually win games alone. Okay, I know we didn't finish replay, but this is pretty standard. Like usually it's mostly about the first half of the replay. Like the late game, usually it's already kind of weird. Like a lot of things are decided. It's really about these mid game moves. Where do you actually go? Where do you TP? Do you not TP? I think I should, like we got to see some really good examples, right? Yeah, I mean we're about out of time, so I want to wrap it up here. I'm gonna summarize for you like the main concepts, right? So basically, or maybe you can, that's also good. Like, what would you say is the main points, the main things you learned, or the main things you heard me mentioning that you could improve?
Always have mana.
Yeah.
Use your spells carefully, like no need, like how I used everything on Shadow Shaman. Don't waste time, like when Seeker was top, I was just like, yeah, okay, like just standing there kind of thing, you know what I mean? And I didn't even have mana, so I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And
Exactly,
I kind of forgotten what we were kind of talking about.
Okay, exactly. I mean, that's great. Yeah, those things, and pretty much the only other things are the movements and the TPing. So basically, you want to make sure that use your make use of the fact that your boots of travel cooldown is a lot lower than TP scrolls. So when you go somewhere, enemies TP to react, then the next time you have TP ready, they're not gonna have theirs ready. So that means when you TP again somewhere else, they cannot be there, and that's gonna let you pressure towers. So basically a bit, and I mean this is for every player, like it's very general, but for everyone it helps. Like place less emphasis on hero kills and a lot more emphasis on tower kills and tower damage. And a lot of this also ties in with the skill build, like I mentioned. Having more points in Wix and less points in Quas has like a lot of benefits. So first one is what we're talking about, clearing waves with tornado. It increases the tornado damage, so that's pretty important. It also increases the range, so you can use it from way further away. It's like a lot safer, even if like their whole team can be pushing and you can still tornado from like 3k range away, almost kill the creep wave, and they can't do anything about it. It increases the mana burn, again very very key against certain heroes, like for example the CK. A lot of strength heroes don't have very big mana pools. And also for the alacrity, like I mentioned, when you're pushing, like you know that you should use it on the catapult if there's a catapult, but also if you use it on yourself or Force Spirit, whatever. More Wex means more attack speed, means alacrity is stronger, means you push towers faster, which is really important as well. Like it's probably the most important thing, taking these towers. And lastly, just don't count. Don't rely that much on the invis, because a lot of times you get away because they don't have detection, but better players, they will have detection, so you don't want to get into a bad habit of just assuming that invis is always going to save you. So yeah, I think that's about it. Those points and what you said, also very good summary. yeah, man, I hope it was useful. What you were kind of
Yeah.
looking for, hoping for.
Yeah. That's
Um,
it. Thanks, man.
all right, and yeah, if you want to do more, just message me here on Discord. I'm gonna link you
Yeah.
my. Um, have a Discord server for everyone that I'm coaching. You can ask me questions there anytime.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a link right now. And yeah, one last thing, doesn't have to be right away, but whenever you have some time, if you can drop me a review on Gamer Sensei, it's gonna help boost my score a lot.
Sweet.
That'll be great. Okay, I think I sent you the invite, or it's loading. Not sure why it's loading.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, nice. Alright.
Alright, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your help. Take care.
Alright, man, you're welcome. That was useful, and yeah, just see you next time.
Alright, man. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.